Day 18th since my residency card expired here in Portugal, and now I officially have access to upload the documents that I can upload, that I need to upload to be able to complete this step and then move on to assessment documents. Let's talk about them because even though I'm in this really great Facebook group that has so much information, so many people's experiences, everything like that, everyone is stating that the agent has accepted different documents and has asked for different things. And so, because I am one of the people who is able to do it online, and then we'll see, like I said, if I'm still gonna have to go in person, don't know yet. I will finally know after the steps, so make sure to follow because I will be letting you know once I know. This is a list of the requirements of the required documents that I need to upload. Let's talk about them. The first one is the residence permit. And I saw a lot of people in the group talking about an application, Model 1 specifically, because that's the renewal of a residency permit. There's a temporary or a permanent one. I'm going to be including that. What I'm thinking about is doing a copy of my residence card front and back as the first page, followed by that application, because from the other points, like you can't really see where else you would put that application. And it seems like it has pretty basic info and necessary info that they are requiring in general, to have. So I'm just going to include that there. Next is the proof of accommodation condition. So this is what has everybody like going loca, like even the notary that I went to with my landlord is like, what is this? So let me explain. So for this one, I am planning to include my contract. I'm planning to include the IRS statement stating that I live where I say that I live and that that's where, the rent receipts are going to or like associated with my NIF, with my account, with everything. And this third document, which is the one that is driving everybody a little crazy, is the Declaración de Alojamiento. So pretty much also declaring that you live there. So I had to go with my landlord to a notary. We went to one that he knows. This notary, she had copies of like the paper that I took, and she's telling him, and like, mind you, it's not like I speak fluent Portuguese or anything, but she is telling him like, this paper, I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense. Like, I've had clients come in here asking for it and having their landlord sign it, but you read it and it really just doesn't make any sense. And honestly, it's true because it really doesn't. It's pretty much stating that the landlord is the owner of this property, has been renting it since whatever date or has owned it since whatever date. In my case, my landlord doesn't actually own the property. He is just the property manager. So it's the company that owns it. So I'm honestly a little worried because there were a lot of lines that he just like tacho and didn't write anything in. And I'm like, is this going to end up causing a problem for me? Because like, should he be putting that him as a person is the manager of the company and then like putting his and or maybe the company's info in these lines that he left blank that just like did a little strike through. So like estoy un poco paniqueada to be honest, and I hope that it doesn't cause an issue for me when it comes down to it, but todo va a salir bien, eh? I hope. So okay, so this declaration, it has like people going crazy because some people didn't ask for it, some people has like, and then I printed the one from the AIMA website, but that's the one that doesn't really make a lot of sense. The notary had another one that did make a lot more sense to me, to be honest, because it included like the property itself, like in this case, whether it's the landlord, the owner, etc., then rents this property to the next person. So then it has spaces for like my name, my NIF, my NIS, my or ID number and everything like that. So I'm like, that makes a lot more sense because it's like, okay, you're stating who owns the property or manages it, etc., and then who they are renting it to, which is now the applicant who is applying to renew their residency card. So, bueno, ya veremos. I'll tell you, which one they end up liking, accepting, etc. Okay. Done with that then. Next, we have proof of internship assistance. I am not here as a student. I'm not here to do an internship or anything. So I wrote like a little declaration of like, that is not the purpose why I'm in Portugal and this does not apply to me. But because it's like, I'm going to have to apply or I'm going to have to upload something for each of those like sections. I like wrote something that seems more official and I'm going to sign it. And then there we go. Then that's done. After that comes the proof of subsistence means, and people have even gotten denied having like 50K plus euros in their account because And this is also a part where I'm a little confused too, because apparently somewhere on some form, which I have yet to find this form specifically, they are marking that they are reformado, like retired, even though the money that they're actually getting isn't coming from an approved Portuguese way of being retired, meaning like a pension or social security. So it's like if the money is coming from anywhere else, it's not like that. Even if you aren't working, you can't put that you are retired or reformado, reformada. You have to put like domestico or domestica, meaning that you are working in some capacity. So that has like been one of the main things that has kept people from getting accepted. And then they would get like an email saying that they were denied and then kind of have to give a reason as to like why the information that they put is correct. But like I said, I haven't found this document where I'm even going to put that yet because it isn't in that application model 1 that I'd mentioned before. So, no sé. The proof of exceptional situation, which would be anybody who is a refugee or an asylum seeker or anything like that. I do not fall under that category. Again, wrote a little declaration stating that this doesn't apply to me and that I am not seeking, residency in Portugal based on these grounds, signing it and uploading that. Following this step is then the health care proof. So as a temporary resident, you're also supposed to have now the SNS or the Udente, which is like the public health, like a public health number here in Portugal, and also have your own private health insurance. So I have both. I'm going to upload copies of that onto like one document and then upload it into the system. Then it's the passport, and it says like fully certified and everything. And I'm over here thinking that it's going to be like the first page and not, everything. But no, no, no. You have to get a certified copy of every single page and have it all notarized and then upload that into the system. So, yeah, if you have like one of those big passports, which now I'm kind of happy that I don't, I don't know how many pages that's going to be, but yeah, you're going to have to make a copy of every single one and then get them all notarized to be able to upload. I'm guessing this is like where they're trying to see how many people are like leaving and coming back and like maybe not staying in the country as much as they should be. So, ojo con eso, like you have to be in the country for a certain amount of time. Next is the application for the criminal record check. So there is a page also on that Facebook group I mentioned that you can find a copy of it and then just, print that, fill it in and send it over. It's just like making sure that you're giving them the possibility of checking your haven't committed any crimes. The last one is for the holder's residence permit. And a lot of people are taking that as like you just re-upload your residence permit again. Apparently, it is for the children or dependents of anybody who has the original visa. So in this case, I should do a declaration where I am the holder of the residence permit, so I don't need to file this, or I will just do my residence permit again, just like por si acaso. Felt long because yeah, we'll see like what actually happens. They accept if I end up getting a denial and then they're like, oh, we need more information for this or for that. Ya veremos. So stay tuned.